Hey guys, Tim here. In this group of lectures, Matthew and I will be walking you through how we create a trailer track. This is going to be a hybrid trailer track, so we'll be using a good mix of synth and orchestral elements, and I'll be showing you the process of creating a track, but I will be skipping over most of how I mess around with and process my sounds, as we're going to have other lectures dedicated for that sort of thing. So I'm going to start by adding a drone-like synth pad. I find that this is a really good way to get some form of inspiration if you're not sure where or how to start, especially playing things in like this, because as cheesy as this sounds, you get a feel for the music as a composer and a performer rather than just a programmer. So next I'm going to add mid-high synth pads. This one, Granular violins, is a pretty cool sound as it is, but I think we can do more with it, especially seen as we already have a few straight up pad sounds. So let's add a tremolo effect to it and get some rhythmic element going. And once I'm happy with that, again, I'll record in and then I'll tweak the MIDI data inside of the piano roll if I need to. So you'll probably notice that the tremolo itself didn't really fit with the click, so I will need to move the pad note forward a little bit because the tremolo starts when the note hits. At this point I'm thinking ahead about what I might do with the end of my intro, so like a boom or something, so I'm just going to write that down as a marker to remind me. I've added yet another pad, this time though I've done a fair bit of processing to it already, most notably a high cut filter, distortion and impulse response from Multiverb. Also, I used to have these drones going down from a D to a B flat before, but now I've changed it so that it stays on a D throughout the whole of the intro. I'm starting to get a good feel of where this is going now, so I'm going to start adding certain effects in like whooshes, booms, risers and so on. I'm going to add some distortion to these whooshes. Let's start adding some hits and percussion now. We can sort that out with some quantizing. I'm thinking we can probably add some layers to this whoosh at the end. Next, I'm going to add a riser, which are almost like they're a compulsory tool to use in trailer music. So now would probably be a good time to add that boom. So I've layered some frame drums onto that gradual low percussion from Damage Pulse that we have going on, just to give it some more thickness. And I'm going to drag the velocity up in a crescendo style so that they increase dynamically towards the end of the intro. Couple more hits for the end of the intro because we're coming up to an edit point, so we want it to be a lot bigger. And I think what would be really cool and unique would be to add a final melodic hit at the end. And I'm going to be using a church bell for this with some juicy reverb slapped onto it to give it a fair bit of distance. So distortion and pitch bend, they're pretty neat tools to mess around with, not necessarily together, but I find that adding these to a pad can create a pretty unsettling feeling. So this is a really rough beginning for our intro. A lot of things do need tidying up and stuff, but I'm happy to move on because I know what it might sound like. We're going to stop here though, and we'll carry on the track in the next lecture where we'll be looking at creating the mid section and the transition into it.